Welcome to Module 6, Part 3, Substitution Processes. In Part 3, I will review 5 types of substitution processes and give some examples of each one. In order to be successful on the module completion quiz, it will be necessary for you to apply the knowledge you gain using the in-chapter and end-of-chapter exercises. In substitution processes, children typically systematically substitute sounds that have been mastered for ones that have not yet been mastered. So the child uses the processes to create articulatory patterns that are less complex or in which only earlier acquired sounds are present. Sometimes, especially when a sound is developing but not yet mastered, the child will apply substitution processes in some phonological contexts but not others. For example, the child may produce the target sound correctly in syllable onsets, but might apply a substitution process when the phoneme occurs in other syllable positions. The 5 commonly observed substitution processes that I will cover are stopping, fronting, deaffrication, gliding, and vocalization, which is also known as vowelization. In the phonological process of stopping, a target fricative or affricate consonant is changed to a stop consonant. Remember that stop and nasal consonants are typically acquired before fricative and affricate consonants, which are considered more complex in their articulation. Therefore, stopping is considered to be a process of simplification in terms of articulation. Typically, the stop substituted for the target fricative or affricate would be one that is nearby in place of articulation and that the child has already acquired. So, if a child produced the word juice as deuce, we could identify the phonological process applied as stopping because juice begins with an affricate, j, which was replaced by the stop that is most similar in place of articulation to the place of articulation of j, in this case d. Note that j and d are both voiced as well. Other examples of stopping might be the production of c as t, or the production of very as berry. The phonological process of fronting refers to the change in place of articulation of a consonant from a more back to a more front articulatory position, typically from a velar or palatal place of articulation to an alveolar place of articulation, although other instances of fronting might be possible as well, such as to a bilabial or a labiodental place of articulation from an alveolar or palatal place of articulation. So, if the phonological process of fronting were applied to the k sound in the word cap, the child would produce cap as tap. Additional examples of fronting include the production of throw as fro and the production of go as dough. In addition, more than one phonological process may apply. So, for example, the production of the word crab as tab would reflect both the process of cluster reduction from cr to just k in the onset, and then fronting from k to t. The next 3 substitution processes are deaffrication, gliding, and vocalization, which is also known as vowelization. The phonological process of deaffrication refers to the change of a target affricate sound, j or ch, to a fricative. Try not to confuse deaffrication with stopping. Both processes can apply to affricate consonants, but deaffrication applies only to affricates, and the affricate is changed to a fricative, not to a stop. Stopping, on the other hand, can apply either to fricatives or to affricates, and in stopping, the sound is changed to a stop consonant. Examples of deaffrication include the production of choo-choo as shoo-shoo, or the production of juice as juice. The phonological process of gliding refers to the change of a target liquid consonant, as in red or as in lip, to a glide, either y as in yellow or w as in white. The r consonant as in red is most commonly changed to w, while the consonant as in lead may change to either y or w, depending on the child or perhaps on the context. So if a child applied the phonological process of gliding to the phoneme in the word rake, the child would produce the word rake as wake. Other examples of the process of gliding would be the production of brown as bwown, the production of like as yike, and the production of blue as blue. Gliding typically occurs as a substitution for a liquid consonant in the syllable onset. Glide consonants don't occur in syllable codas, so a different phonological process typically occurs when another sound is substituted for the target or phonemes in the syllable nucleus or coda. Typically, in this context, the process of vocalization, also known as vowelization, would be observed. The phonological process of vocalization, also known as vowelization, refers to the change of a target consonant in the coda to a vowel, or the change of a target rhotic diphthong, like air, or monophthong, like the vowel in bird, to a non-rhotic vowel or sequence of vowels. It's most common to substitute schwa or for the rhotic portion of the vowel in the rhotic diphthongs, and to substitute stressed or unstressed for the stressed or unstressed rhotic monophthong. A child who has mastered syllable initial R, but not rhotic vowels and diphthongs, may sound a bit like he or she has a British accent. For example, if a child applied the phonological process of vocalization to the vowel in the word pear, the air vowel, it could be pronounced as pear. The word bird, on the other hand, might be pronounced as bud. In order to get comfortable with identifying the phonological processes just covered, complete exercises 8.5 to 8.9 in your textbook. Check your answers in the back of the book and review the recording and the reading if you find that you've made several errors. This is the end of Part 3.